Welcome back again, AACPS teachers. We're going to continue our tour across the menu here on the Paper to Digital website. Our next option is a page called Variations on Projects. And it was mentioned in the introductory material for this course that this website has had a lot of different inspirations at its beginning, but also as it has grown. And this entire Variations on Projects page is an inspiration that came from suggestions we got from teachers as we did any training on the paper to digital resource itself. One of the things that we always invite teachers to do is share with us the types of projects that they would like to see added to the website. You guys are in the trenches with the students. You know the types of projects that you ask your students to do, or even the types of projects that they ask you if they can do. So every time we go out and we do a training on paper to digital, when we end, we say, hey, if you guys have any suggestions for new project types that we should add to the website, please come up and share those with us. And occasionally we've had some project types added to us that when we really started thinking and talking about it, we realized that's kind of already here on the paper to digital website, but we needed a way to point people back to the projects that are already here so that they would understand that maybe you just need to tweak one of the existing matrices or task cards to make it work for your very specific project. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I did a paper to digital training one time, and afterwards the media specialist came up to me and said, I would love it if you added book trailers to the paper to digital website. My students do a lot of book trailers. They love it. It's a very popular project. And I thought, thank you so much. That's wonderful. Yes, we'll definitely add book trailers to it. And we went back and we started talking about it and we started thinking about it and we said, well, isn't a book trailer just a video recording? So couldn't somebody use the project matrix for video recording tools and the task cards for how to record a video in each of those? They're just specifically going to record a video that is about the book. So a lot of times when we got suggestions for projects, they didn't get their own by projects page dedicated to them here on the paper to digital, but that doesn't mean we didn't want to showcase them. We wanted you guys to know that we're listening. So we wanted a way to sort of cross-reference all of these project types that get very similar. And that was the inspiration for the birth of the Variations on Projects page. So I'm going to come up to that next menu option just after By Apps and click right here to take you to the Variations on Projects page. Once again, our navigation is almost always alphabetical. So at the top of the page, you're going to see projects like book covers and book reports. As you go down, you get to infographics, memes, narratives, newsletters, student portfolios, and finally down here at the bottom, things like timelines, trading cards, and websites. So underneath of each of these, what we wanted to do is think of different ways that you could create something similar. This would not only help you see that if what you wanted to create was a flowchart, you might be able to use the infographics step-by-step instructions and just modify it a tiny bit for that type of project. But also, if this is the third or fourth time this year that you've asked your students to create something like a book cover, if they groan when you suggest that project, if they roll their eyes or sigh or mumble, I'm so tired of that project, here's some ways to maybe refresh it and look at some different variations on this project that might reinvigorate your students. So underneath of book covers, we have suggestions for things like an album cover, a book illustration, a book trailer, a bookmark, or a magazine cover instead. So under each of these, what you'll find are some suggestions for alternative ways to do a similar project that isn't exactly like this. But if you wanted to make any of these projects, you might be able to just use the matrix for which applications lend themselves well to a book cover and the step-by-step instructions on the task cards for how to use the chosen application. So I hope this helps you guys understand how to use the variations on projects page that we have here. And keep in mind, if you have any other suggestions for project variations, click right here. We've got a Google form set up ready to take your suggestions so that we can continue adding to this resource that is featured on the Paper to Digital website.